Today we play Tentacruel, but really, this is more of an excuse to finally play Swanna instead. For 3 energy, Tentacruel deals 50 damage and flips a coin. If heads, it also poisons and paralyzes the target. 50 damage for 3 energy sounds really bad, but if you win the coin flip, it allows you to attack twice for at least 130 damage with the poison. That's not too shabby. While you can make a decent Tentacruel deck by using Mantyke and then something like Pyukumuku or Zangoose, I saw an opportunity here to try Swanna instead. Upon attacking, Swanna moves all energy on it to a benched Pokemon, but Swanna kinda needs 3 things to work best. If you go first, Swanna is way too slow and is likely to get knocked out before it can even attack. So Swanna really likes having an energy ramping baby, especially because it also allows it to knock out 60 HP basics before they can evolve. Then, Swanna pairs best with a Pokemon that attacks for 3 energy, so that you can attack with both Pokemon back to back. And lastly, to make the best use of Swanna's own 60 damage attack, it also pairs best with a Pokemon that doesn't deal that much damage. So something like Mamoswine or Alolan Executor are not ideal partners for Swanna because they can pretty much already one-shot most targets anyway. With that said, Tentacruel fulfills all of these requirements, so I wanted to finally try my hand at a Swanna deck. In today's deck, we soar high before drowning them. By combining Tentacruel with Mantyke and Swanna, we try to aim for a succession of attacks that set up our Tentacruel to trap our opponents with will. My last Pokemon choice here came down to the non-EX Suicune for an alternative attacker in case we don't draw Tentacruel. I also tried the non-EX Articuno, which was quite fun, even if a bit redundant, but you will probably have even more success with Arceus EX instead. While this deck is not consistent enough to keep up with meta decks, and is completely countered by Arceus, which is immune to poison and paralysis, it can still catch opponents off guard, and the potential back-to-back paralysis is sure to make a few of them rage quit. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like and consider subscribing for more fun off meta decks. Is there any card you want to see played in Master Ball rank? Let me know in the comments and I'll build a deck around it. With that said, check this deck out in action and enjoy the games. Okay, a Poliwrath deck. Let's see, Research Ducklet, so not too bad of a hand. Let's play all of them. Sometimes there's an argument to saving one slot for a second Tentacruel, potentially. But yeah, this hand is not too great. They should probably have dual energy. And don't have the fighting energy yet. So they can only really attack with Politoed. And okay, that's pretty decent. Pretty decent up deck. I'm just gonna go for Suicune instead of Tentacruel because, yeah, I didn't draw the Tentacruel. And I can at least follow this up with Suicune. Now they need to evolve this. Even if they evolve it, they will only have 2 energy. So that won't quite be enough to attack before it takes 2 hits. Okay. So it's the other Poliwrath. Interesting. They probably don't have the EX one yet. So this is all they could evolve to. That actually doesn't really matter. There you go. They even gave me the Tentacruel. Let's just go to Suicune here. So by the time they can attack, they will be at 10 HP. And because they have 0 points, I can probably go for Swanna here to still set up the Tentacruel. Yeah, let's try to go with this. Gonna be kind of rough if they have more lilies and such, but they will need Center Lady. as well to heal from the paralysis, which is about to come down on them. Okay, the Mega Punch. Suicune goes down. Swanna also goes down. But now they need to retreat. Right. I could save the last slot. No, but this is going down. Probably, so might as well just do this. So yeah, they can potentially just retreat the Suicune. Take a hit on Suicune, but then I have the Cyrus as well. No, but Cyrus isn't quite enough. So yeah, I guess I should not have played the... This is dealing 80 damage. Yeah, I should not have played the second Ducklet because it does buff Suicune's damage, so that was silly. Now all they need is another basic, right? No, not necessarily. They pretty much need 2 more basics. Or a basic and a Giovanni. No more Pokeball targets, which is weird. Don't they have a second Mantyke at least? Or even a second Suicune? But yeah, I lose to Center Lady. The question is, do they have space for a Center Lady in here with the lilies and such? Even Irida is probably more likely than Center Lady. So I think I would still win with this back-to-back paralysis. Let's see. So poisoned, paralyzed. Gonna take a lot of damage. I guess they might have gotten a little bit lucky with the energies, getting 2 waters for Suicune. But that doesn't really matter. Sabrina also doesn't work because I have the Mantyke. I mean, even Swanna retreats for free as well. So there you go. But yeah, I do feel like this deck still needs a bit of a finisher. I think the obvious choice is something like Arceus EX instead of Suicune. But starting with Arceus EX is an issue. Right? It kind of forces you to put Leaf in the deck. I know you have 6 basics, so the chance of starting with Arceus is not that high, but it's still gonna happen on occasion. And second Mantyke. And it's an issue if you're not ready to handle an Arceus start. But also, maybe it should be something else. Something like Staraptor that can deal 130 for 1 energy with Berry. But even then, the issue is deck space, because fitting a Tentacruel with a Staraptor, with the Mantykes, with the Wills, you're pretty much forced to take out the Swannas, and that's gonna make it a very awkward deck as well and somewhat inconsistent. So I feel like Water needs better finishers. It's tricky. There isn't a perfect partner for Tentacruel. At the end of the day, like, this was the most fun combo that I was able to come up with for Tentacruel with Swanna. I tried Zangoose and Pyukumuku, but those are also quite awkward because you want to be attacking with Tentacruel, and so even if you will retreat from Tentacruel to something else, like, ideally you sacrifice those before you come in with Tentacruel. But even then, there's also a bit of an energy issue, because how do you plan on attacking with Zangoose? And even attacking the Pyukumuku can be rough if you're trying to put all of your energy on Tentacruel. Like, I much prefer kind of this Mantyke Swanna Tentacruel approach. Is kind of a bit smoother, even if more inconsistent. Garchomp. Let's see. I could go with the Mars already. I think a Mars is potentially risky. So I don't necessarily love it. Let's take out 2 cards. I'm gonna try to go for it because I know they don't have researches or Pokeballs in the cards that they drew. So I feel like all in all, the chances that they had the rare candy Garchomp were fairly higher than right now. So I feel like I have to go with this. They have the middle stage anyway. So Mantyke goes down. I can at least threaten 130 damage. But ideally, I would just want a Tentacruel. Let's go with this. Great top deck. Pokeball with Will is also really good. This is a Tentacruel. Amazing. Okay. So I'm gonna go for the Tentacruel here. Let's try this. Because right now being at 80 is really good. They do evolve to Garchomp. Now it's gonna get paralyzed. Okay. That's gonna definitely make it trickier to knock out. Yeah, especially because I had to commit that 1 energy to Suicune. I can't ramp the Swanna right now here. Although this paralysis does buy me another turn. So let's try to go with this. If I'm lucky enough, I can get another paralysis next turn. Or if I top deck the second wheel, which is very unlikely at this rate. But yeah, I can still deal like 70 more damage and then 70 more from Suicune. Okay. Let's just go with this. I'd rather prepare the Suicune. Okay. Second paralysis. Really nice. Really lucky. It's 50-50, so it's about as lucky as unlucky. But okay, so they do have the second Lily. That's annoying. Yeah, at this rate, can't really comfortably retreat, so I have to continue committing to this. Right, they already have 1 point. I'm just gonna finish putting the energy on Suicune. Okay. Now 2 paralyses in a row is lucky. I mean, 2 without the will. Oh, come on. No, they do heal from the poison and the paralysis. They can finish this off. But Suicune is also gonna finish you off. Unless they have a rare candy Garchomp. Okay. So it's a Mantyke. Not quite what I was looking for. I'm just gonna do this. I do survive another Dragon Claw here. Actually, I should not have played it because of linear attack. That was so silly. Right, but I kind of lose anyway. I mean, unless I have another Gabite. I kind of lose anyway if they have the second Garchomp, with or without playing the Mantyke in the back. And there you go. Yeah, that was very silly, but also fairly lucky with the wheels. Without the wheels, I mean. And there you go, but they healed a lot, like 150 total from supporters. That's really rough for a Tentacruel to handle. Okay. Gonna go with a double Pokeball first. Now ideally Tentacool. There you go. Now I will need the Swanna and the Tentacruel. Okay, that's kind of insane. But there you go. That's a complete board setup. Just gonna go for the Ducklet here. So I can attack for 60. Prepare the Tentacruel. Let's see, they do already have the 2 energies. So to some extent, it's not even ideal that I would be forced to move in with a Tentacruel. Right, because if they have the Dragonite EX and one-shot my Tentacruel, I am screwed. Then again, Dragonite EX tends to have Lyra. And the Lyra also counters the paralyzes. I feel like a better line of play would be going for the Mantyke here. Just gonna go for this. Putting one more energy on Suicune. I guess maybe I should have put the energy on Swanna. The Swanna is the best equipped to take out this Mantyke. Right? Yeah. Yeah, so that feels like it was a misplay already. Let's do this now then. Taking out Dragonite is gonna be very rough. So this is the non-EX one. Yeah, I figured they had the Dragonite in hand. Unfortunately, I couldn't really punish with Mars. Otherwise, I would have gone in with it. And they evolved the one in the back already, even though it doesn't have the energy. I'm just afraid of Lyra right now. Okay, 50 spread out across everything. But Lyra is the biggest issue. It just straight up counters. I have a second Tentacool, so I think I just tried to start ramping that one. Okay, this is gonna take me a while, but yeah, that was a massive misplay on not putting the energy on Swanna and taking 2 energies with Mantyke instead of taking out their Mantyke when I could have. That was a bit of a waste. I would have had a point already. Even now, I can't quite finish this off. So they go with a Lily. Still no lightning energy, so that might be really, really critical. Let's go with another wheel. Now going to 90, going to 80, and Suicune can finish it off. Unless they have the second Lily, which they might. With only 4 cards left. And they will have the... Oh, Giant Cape is actually really rough here. So now I kind of have to gamble for the paralysis. Or I could go with Cyrus. Try to trap that Dragonite before it traps me. Not traps me, but before it can start punishing me. I do have to gamble on the paralysis anyway this turn. Right? Is it better to gamble on this Dragonite or the other? I feel like it would be best to gamble on the other, but I'm still concerned about the Lyra. I think I have to go for it anyway. Yeah, not ideal here. Even if I get the paralysis off, which is pretty good here. If they have the Lyra, they almost definitely get a KO of Swanna or Suicune or both. I mean, they should have the Lyra already. And it should be a fairly straightforward play. Okay, they do not play it. Which feels super awkward. So now it doesn't really matter which one I go to the front with. I feel like I can only really just do a Mars here. This is pretty much the last turn. And yeah, now I still need to gamble on the paralysis one more time. That's the thing, like, even with the paralysis and the poison, this deck kind of lacks some damage. I've tried like Pyukumuku and Zangoose, which can be nice. But still not quite enough. A lot of the time, necessarily. And let's see, this is the last turn. Last coin flip. We are lucky enough to get the paralysis, but we still lose to Lyra. Right, I don't see why a Dragonite deck would not use Lyra. There you go. But yeah, unless the Ducklet takes 200 damage. No, even then, I still lose. There is no combination of damage that I wouldn't lose. That was kind of close. Also, I misplayed kind of badly there. But I'm not sure if there would be a victory here against the Lyra. And they have a lot of health, so that's really rough to handle as well.